All right, everybody, welcome to today's personal development lesson. I am your host, as always, Joel Dunn. Today, we are going to find out how bad you really want it. I mean, ask yourself, do you want it? Do you really? I ask myself this question all the time. And I guess by a show of hands, how many of you want to improve your life? Yeah, that should be like 100% of everybody. And then how many of you want to improve your leadership? Well, obviously that's you because you're here listening to and watching this. How many of you want to improve your team? All right, so we want to improve our life, improve our leadership, and improve our team. So the easiest and most effective way to implement all of this is through accountability. This is absolutely true for me, so I know it is true for you. So today we are going to be talking about all things accountability. See, we have to take responsibility for our actions. We have to stop passing the buck to somebody else, making an excuse or reason why we are not achieving the things that we want. See, the buck stops here today, and the decision needs to be made now, and it needs to be made by you and I. So, here are 8 insights on accountability that I've learned over the years from John Maxwell. I compiled them all together. They may be in order, they may not be in order, but each one of these is important to you accelerating and becoming the best leader and human you can possibly be. Why? Well, because accountability is the foundation of growth. And I've said this, probably 100 times before, and I know you guys have heard it and you probably tired of hearing me say it, but accountability is one of the most feared words in the human language because people don't like being held accountable and they don't like having people, I guess you would say, oversight them. In your job, yes, that happens because you have a boss and you're responsible to somebody. But in your life, in your business, you're doing those things because you want control. You want to have anonymity to be able to do the things that you want, when you want, how you want. So being accountable to somebody from that is normally a very scary thing. But here's the thing. It is what will set you apart and accelerate you from where you are to where you want to go. So, number one, accountability and responsibility are not the same thing, but they work together. See, being accountable means you are willing as the leader to accept the outcomes of the goal, the direction that you're going in, the things that you're stating. No matter what happens, you're going to take responsibility because in your level of leadership, being accountable means you're going to accept it, but being responsible means you have the mindset that you are the person that must make it happen. So you're going to be accountable for the outcomes, but being responsible means that you are the one in control, not your team, not the extenuating circumstances. You are the one moving the ball forward, and you're going to be accountable to whatever the results to that may lead. Number two, you being accountable causes your team's responsibility to get them to go where they need to go, and that your team can count on you as the leader when it counts. So if your team can't depend on you, if you're not accountable to your team, they'll rarely be able to depend on you at any time. So if you can't be dependable all the time, are you really going to be dependable any of the time for your team. So accountability and being able to lead your team is one of the most important factors. With accountability and responsibility, leadership is responsible. You, as the leader, are responsible to your accountability to your team. Every day, ask yourself, how am I going to make my team better? And then, me as a leader, I'm going to ask my team, how can I count on you to help bring this team to victory this week? So, those are your accountability measures for your team. You have to be accountable to them on how you're going to make them better. And then your responsibility to them is to ask them and keep them accountable for how they are going to help bring the team to victory. Number four, accountability builds your credibility. Again, if they can't depend on you all the time, can they depend on you when it gets to the important time? So accountability builds your credibility. Your most effective message is the one that you live. So are you doing the things that you're saying? Because that is a measure of accountability that your team is going to look at you for. Number five, accountability keeps you consistent. See, long-term consistency is more powerful than short-term intensity. I'll say that again for the note takers because that's a good quote. Long-term consistency is more powerful than short-term intensity. See, motivation gets you going, but discipline and accountability is what keeps you going. Number six, accountability increases your self-confidence and self-respect. See, when you hold yourself to a certain standard and you're accountable to that to yourself, you create self-confidence and self-respect because you are doing what you said you would do. So as you continue to do those things, you're building up your self-respect for doing what you said, and you're creating your self-confidence because of the fact that you're continuing to walk in alignment with the things that you're saying. Number seven, this is the second scariest one. Everyone needs to be accountable to someone. Here's why. Personally, I am my own biggest problem. So if I don't have somebody to talk it over with, if I don't have somebody to hold my feet to the fire, am I personally going to get done the things that I need to get done, the things that I say? Because of human nature, 50% of the time, probably not. That's why you need to have someone in your corner pointing to the things that you said, saying, hey, where are you at on this? President Roosevelt said this: if I could kick the person in the pants who is responsible for all of my problems, I wouldn't be able to sit right for a week. So think about that. You need to have somebody that's pointing out the pitfalls for you, somebody that's helping guide you along the way, somebody that is pulling you forward towards your goal. Because I know this, I am always better when somebody's there to help me do it better. So again, 8 is saying no to accountability, like most of us want to do, is saying no to success. And here's why: leaders who aren't accountable for their actions never earn the respect and the trust of their people. If you are not going out and doing the things that you say for an extended period of time, you've never created the goodwill that accountability offers you to get the trust and respect of the people on your team. So again, the things that we're going to talk about today for responsibility, because responsibility for our actions is what we're here to do. Number one, it gives you the ability to work together. It gives you, as the leader, the ability to count for when it counts for your team. Number three, your leadership responsibility is to ask your team daily, how you can make the team better, and then ask them how they're going to help create a victory for this week. Number 4, it builds your credibility. Number 5, accountability keeps you consistent. Number 6, it increases your self-confidence and self-respect. Number 7, find that accountability partner, because everyone needs someone to hold them accountable to the things that they're saying they're going to do. And number 8, saying no to accountability is saying no to success. So because you are on here, you are saying yes to accountability because you want to say yes to success. Guys, I hope these 8 points on accountability help push you forward to that next level, not only for your own accountability, but for you helping to keep your team accountable to hitting their goals week in, week out, month in, and month out. Guys, go out and make it an amazing day. I hope your day is as awesome as you are.